Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Jamar back from Vegas Sense. In this video, I'm comparing YSL's Babycat to two clones actually in this video, and those are Rifaaqat by Paris Corner and also Alexandria's Tomcat. Alright, so if you're brand new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We just hit 1,000 subscribers, so definitely want to say before I start the video, I appreciate everybody that has subscribed to the channel, everybody that's left a comment, everybody that's liked the video, shared the videos. I appreciate all of you all, and definitely we're on our way to getting this channel monetized so I can, start giving you all more content and featuring more original fragrances on the channel. One thing that I do plan to do, pretty much going forward is I'm not really going to be relying on receiving free bottles specifically from brands. Now, if I do have any sort of retailers reach out to me and say, hey, we see you're doing really good with fragrance reviews and we'd like for you to go ahead and, pick whatever fragrances you want to review and, just kind of let us sponsor this video, I'm fine with that, because my opinion about the fragrances that I'm, reviewing in that particular video, they can't be, swayed in any sort of way. Not that the bottles that I've received in the past have ever been, swayed in terms of my opinion, but just to make sure that, no one sort of throws that out there as a possibility. Like I said, I won't be accepting any sort of fragrances from any fragrance brands to do as kind of sort of like an influencer type of thing. Like I said, I'll only be accepting free bottles from actual retailers that allow me to pick out what I want to review. All right. So again, I appreciate everyone for subscribing to the channel. Also, as the title says here, I'm giving away, as promised, a fragrance on this particular video. So I'm going to be giving away a box here of Fragrance World suits. And as you all know, this is, in my opinion, the closest clone of YSL's Tuxedo. Especially once you get past probably the first 15 to 20 minutes or so throughout the duration of the fragrance, this is almost exactly like YSL Tuxedo. So I'll be definitely giving this out to anyone that is subscribed to the channel and who also leaves a comment and a like on this video. And you do have to be in the United States. I do know that I have some viewers, in other countries as well, but at least for me, it's going to cost too much for me to be giving away a free fragrance and paying the shipping costs. So this is only going to be for US residents, but definitely in the future, I do want to be able to open this up to the whole world. So go ahead and help me out and grow this channel so that we can get to that point. All right. So again, as stated, this video is going to be comparing Rifaaqat by Paris Corner, and we're comparing that with the sample that I have here of YSL's Babycat, and also a sample that I have of Alexandria's Tomcat. All right. So let's go ahead and go over the presentation for Rifaaqat, and we'll go over this one since we have a full bottle of it. So this is a 85 ml 2.9 fluid ounce bottle, and as you can see on the front here, you've just got the name of the fragrance at the top and then Paris Corner at the bottom. There's a Paris Corner written on the side there, Paris Corner logo up top, and you've got the barcode on the bottom there. And as usual, you've got the authenticity sticker on the back, got the ingredients, Paris Corner logo, so pretty standard stuff. And let's go ahead and open this. I don't really like the way that this bottle kind of sits inside of here pretty loosely. It definitely kind of moves around pretty much. So I don't really like that about this box. but the bottle is pretty nice. So you've got this sticker on the front of the bottle that has the name of the fragrance, and then this is also a pretty heavy, thick glass bottle. It's a plastic top. It's not magnetic or anything like that. Just kind of goes over the thing here. Doesn't even really click into place. And I probably wouldn't recommend picking this up by the cap as well. But on the back here, you have the notes for the fragrance. All right, and then nothing on the bottom or the top of the cap. So in terms of the notes of this particular fragrance, also this is a eau de parfum concentration. The notes in the top are, let's see here, elemi, pink pepper, and black pepper. In the heart, you have saffron and olibanum. And then in the base notes, you have vanilla and cedar wood. So at least from what I'm seeing on Fragrantica, the notes are slightly different, but not really too much. All right. So in terms of how these smell, pretty much when you first spray these on, they all kind of smell slightly different. All right. So in terms of the YSL YSL's Babycat, in my opinion, it does smell to be like the highest quality, the best blended, the smoothest, just right off of the initial spray. But that's not to say that the Rifaaqat or the Tomcat are rough in any sort of way. It's just they just don't have the exact same sort of quality that the YSL has, and that's to be expected. The YSL is a considerably more expensive fragrance. All right, so in terms of Tomcat, Tomcat, to my nose, when compared to Babycat, Tomcat is definitely, in my opinion, a little bit more peppery than Babycat. Like I said, Babycat is definitely, it's better blended, it's smoother. But yeah, the Tomcat is slightly more peppery, and when I say peppery, I'm definitely referring to that black pepper sort of smell. It definitely is a higher emphasis on the black pepper as opposed to the pink pepper. Pink pepper, at least to me, it for the most part, it sort of has like a more of a sweeter, lighter, airier type of smell to it, whereas black pepper can definitely be slightly more greener and a little bit more harsh, at least to my nose. So that's definitely what I get from Tomcat. At least within probably the first, maybe, I don't know, probably the first 45 minutes to an hour of Tomcat. And then pretty much once you start getting into like the mid of Tomcat is definitely, in my opinion, the olibanum note is definitely amped up a little bit more than what it is in Babycat. So that olibanum being amped up higher, that gives Tomcat a little bit more of sort of like a slightly greener touch on the fragrance. So it makes it come off a little bit more green. And pretty much in the dry down, so probably after, I would say maybe 2.5 hours or so, Tomcat does definitely start to get a lot more closer to, the way that Babycat smells. All right. So in the dry down, they're like a balance of, in my opinion, sort of like this vanillic, slightly sweet, but not really that sweet. But, it has like a slight hint of vanilla mixed with the olibanum and the spices. And I would say this particular fragrance, even though it doesn't have like incense or smoke as like a listed note, that is sort of the feel that you get from this scent DNA, this YSL Babycat scent DNA. It does open up, sort of smelling like kind of incensey or smoky. And that, in my opinion, with Tomcat and the YSL Babycat, that smokiness definitely starts to subside once the fragrances start to dry down. Also, Tomcat, in my opinion, is stronger than YSL's Babycat for the most part throughout the entire life of the fragrance, from opening to mid to dry down. Tomcat to me is definitely stronger, and it lasts the longest in my opinion as well. Tomcat, I sprayed on Tomcat and Babycat last week before I got this bottle in, and the thing that I noticed was I sprayed on these two fragrances, the Tomcat and Babycat. I sprayed these two fragrances on like around 5 o'clock in like the evening, and the next morning when I woke up, which was like around 11 or 12, noon, which, I slept in pretty late that day, but I could still smell this. Like, this was like the first thing that I smelled when I rolled over and my wrist was like right there next to my face. I could still smell this as soon as I woke up. And like I said, this was like around 12 noon. I went and tried to smell this on my other wrist and I couldn't smell this anymore, the YSL. So this one is pretty much, the longevity on this one is like eternal, pretty much. This is going to be on your skin, I would say, pretty much until you wash it off. And same thing with your clothes. With the YSL, I still got, at least probably 10 plus hours or so. Obviously I went to sleep. And so, I don't really know when this completely died off of my skin, but I would say I got at least about 10 plus hours probably out of this one. But like I said, the next day when I woke up, this was definitely gone. All right. When it comes to Rifaaqat, in my opinion, it does smell a little bit closer to YSL Babycat in the opening, in terms of like the spice balance. So I do think that YSL Babycat, it does have like a perfect kind of 1-to-1 balance between like that black pepper and pink pepper in the opening. This, in my opinion, also has that same thing. So it's not where like Tomcat is more so black pepper dominant. This one, in my opinion, is like a nice balance. However, this particular fragrance, Rifaaqat, this one is, in my opinion, more sort of kind of smoke or incense heavy. That's the main difference that I get between the Rifaaqat and the YSL Babycat. So this one definitely has more of like a smoky kind of incense type of feel to it in the opening. Also, Rifaaqat is definitely louder than what Babycat is. It's louder. It's not as smooth, but at the same time, it's not like this smells like a cheap fragrance. All right. This fragrance, Rifaaqat, I picked this one up for, I believe, like $40 or like $41, something like that. This definitely smells a lot more expensive than that price tag would suggest. All right. Now, pretty much once you get past that opening for Rifaaqat, Rifaaqat, in my opinion, from the opening through kind of like the mid, it still is slightly louder than Babycat is. And then pretty much once you start getting to about, I would say probably the 5-hour mark or so, then that's when the main difference between Rifaaqat and the other two fragrances, they come about. So this one, it definitely starts to become a lot more sort of sweeter and vanilla dominant, in my opinion. What I get from this one is like this sort of sweet vanilla. It's not super sweet, but it's definitely sweeter than what Tomcat and Babycat are. And it's definitely a lot less green, and it doesn't have as much black pepper. Or really, I wouldn't say just black pepper. It's not as peppery in general as the Babycat and Tomcat are. So that's the main difference that I get with this one. All right. Now, in terms of like the strength after, you know, these kind of dry down and are in the far dry down, the way that I would rank these are, I would rank Tomcat as being the strongest after probably about the 7-hour mark, followed by YSL Babycat. And then, in my opinion, Rifaaqat is, you know, the number, you know, it's the third one. It's the one that's trailing each one of those. Now, that's not to say that Rifaaqat after 7 hours is weak. That's not what I'm saying. This is definitely still probably a 8 to 10 plus hour fragrance. But in my opinion, it lacks the strength that Babycat does, in my opinion, just slightly. And it definitely is not as strong as the Alexandria version. All right. So that is my sort of first impressions or first take on these fragrances. In my opinion, this one is definitely sort of like the best value or best bang for your buck, in my opinion. Like I said, this is an 85 ml bottle and it goes for like around $40. All right. With the Alexandria version, the Tomcat, to get just a 60 ml bottle of this, that is almost $70. All right. And then I think it's like around $110 plus for like 100 ml. And then obviously the YSL, I don't even know what the price really is on that, because I've seen prices all over the place for this fragrance. I've seen a bottle of this go for like $500, you know, so I really don't know what this really goes for, but I know it's a lot. All right. So yeah, in my opinion, I would say if you want the most accurate take on YSL Babycat and the longest lasting, then go with Tomcat. But if you want something that is, in my opinion, this is probably about 85% close to YSL's Babycat. So if about 80 to 85% is close enough for you, and you know, you don't necessarily want to spend the extra money on the Alexandria or, you know, the ridiculous amount for the Babycat, then I think for a lot of people, this is actually going to be probably the best choice for you if you like this particular scent DNA. I'm happy with the Rifaaqat. In my opinion, it does definitely give me pretty much the same experience, and it comes close enough to the Alexandria and the YSL to where I don't really feel like I'm missing out on anything by, you know, having this particular bottle. All right. So let me know, have you all smelled any of these fragrances? Have you smelled all three of them? And do you agree with my assessment or take on these three fragrances? All right. So again, for this particular video, if you want to participate in the giveaway, go ahead and like the video, leave a comment also, and also make sure that you're subscribed to the channel as well. And you have to be a US resident for me to go ahead and send the Fragrance World suits out to you. All right. So go ahead, leave a comment, subscribe, like the video. And once again, that's Jamar from Vegas Scents. I'll see you on the next video.